I think that one of the things that people probably don't realize about a career like yours is that you're actually an entrepreneur.
Yes.
They assume that, you have somebody who's, things just work out for you. But just like me as an entrepreneur, where I have to go hustle and find clients, the same principles apply for you.
Oh,
right?
for sure.
Yeah.
And this is typically what makes it difficult when people reach out and they're like, oh, I want to shadow you, because it's like, oof. No 2 days are the same. And what you see on Instagram on the stage is literally the last mile of the journey. But you're very right. And I had to develop the entrepreneurial mindset around the time when I left CNBC Africa, because that's when I really got exposed to the opportunity of working within the realm of communications as an entrepreneur. Moderations were coming up, opportunities to write articles for different clients also came up, media training, research, economic studies and the likes. And you realize that, hold on, I can actually do this as an entity and I need to run it as an entity. And that typically I found for many people within our space is where you need to learn how to fine tune and create the systems in place to ensure that you run your business effectively. Yeah. Because for the most part, you are the business. You're actually more of a sole proprietor, right? Because unless you're available, much like a physician, then you're not able to earn the income. So there's ways of actually making sure that you find other streams of monetizing, the access and the resources that use their social influence. Others might write books. Others might find other opportunities to sit on boards. Others might find different partners to work with and consult. So there's a wide array of actually how you can make it happen. But you do need the discipline of actually running yourself as a business. And as you mentioned, maintenance of relationships is also important because having a pretty, profile and details around your pricing and actively posting on social media might be one thing, but you actually need to engage and maintain relationships with clients. Step number one, you understand what their needs are. You're able to provide a solution for them. And I found that that's actually come out in many ways where I've worked with many corporate clients and we're able to co-collaborate in terms of the solutions that we're able to provide. And sometimes clients just call in and say, well, we love working with you. This is what we've created. This is what we need you on board to assist with.
While it's other times you actually get to co-create that platform and how it
100%.
works. Yeah.
100%.
And I suppose entrepreneurship requires a lot of creativity, right? You need to be nimble enough to change and move differently in every space.
Oh, yeah. And I think COVID taught us that, no doubt, right? Right across the spectrum. I remember COVID, there were a number of conferences that I had lined up. The lockdown happened in March, right? End of Feb towards March. There were a number of conferences that were present. And I remember one of the founders and organizers of one of the biggest conferences I was going to host called me and he was in tears. This is a man who put money behind a business and literally said, we don't know what to do, but we just can't go ahead. And naturally around that time, now we had to learn to transition to being, online moderators. So now you're getting the lighting, you're getting the mics, you're getting the cameras, you're piling your laptop on files because at the time you don't have it, right?
Don't do that.
Because you don't have anything to elevate it. But even your business model then has to change because then you have to question, okay, well, how do I make this work
monetize this,
and monetize this effectively? The beauty about the pandemic at the time as well was that it allowed us also to access a global audience without the delays and the time frames of going to the airport, catching a flight, staying for 3 days, coming back 2 days later. You literally plugged and played at a different hour of the day and you were able to offer your services. But it really does call for you to be very nimble and agile. And I've also found that at times, sometimes you tend to struggle because I also realize in the space that we're in, because not only are you running a business, but you're also managing a personal brand.
Oh, yeah.
So,
and I think that,
public perception,
sometimes
whether we like it or not, is important.
Because sometimes what people don't recognize, particularly people who work for big corporates, is that you will have a corporate brand where you have the job of a CEO or whatever it is, but then you also have the comfort of managing your personal brand. While in your case, it's one thing.
Oh yeah,
there's no difference between Gugu the personal brand and Gugu the business. So how you show up, whether you are at a restaurant or walking down the street, or walking down the mall in Sandton City, has got to be consistent. Yeah.
And it's a blessing, right? Because the truth is, if you are yourself and you're authentic to who you are, then there's minimal effort that you have to put in. The challenge is when people's expectations, right? Or questions, and I find that as people, we're beautiful, we all have experiences. Sometimes we can be fickle though. And that often leads to people having different expectations or thoughts about you. And sometimes maybe some people not even having the capacity to carry you within your fullness of who you are. So you're right, especially when you run a business in this manner where you are a public brand, you know, there's a skill set that you have that you're looking to deliver. Perceptions will always exist. But I found that as long as you really do walk in your authenticity and you represent that well, and most importantly, keep the main thing the main thing. You know, your professionalism at work does need to be maintained.
Absolutely.